Spider-Man in Marvel Rivals is going to be a rude awakening for Insomniac stands, because Marvel Rivals has what Spider-Man games released after Activision does not, a significant skill ceiling, from what I've seen so far with the game and its controls. Marvel Rivals Spider-Man won't auto wall run for you with the very same trigger that you used for swinging, unlike Insomniac that allows you to traverse the entire city by just holding down the right trigger and moving forward. Web swinging and wall running can already be seen to be separate buttons for one, and the way I've seen players traverse or fail to traverse really shows this game's skill ceiling. Now, I know you can partially argue me comparing these games since the genres are different, but I think my point still stands, as I wouldn't call the skill ceiling of other older Spider-Man games a joke in comparison to Marvel Rivals, like Web of Shadows and Spider-Man 2, where those handed-to-you swinging scenarios aren't a thing. Look at what happens when you just move the stick forward and hold the right trigger in those older Spider-Man games. What do you know? You don't move for doing nothing. Hell, that's something that applies to every other non-Insomniac Spider-Man game, except for the Amazing Spider-Man games. Hell, I think this even applies to LEGO games that Spider-Man is in. Did I mention the original Spider-Man 2 and Web of Shadows still have faster swinging speeds than Insomniac? Insomniac's second game made the swinging speed less laughable, but it still isn't as fast as the original Spider-Man 2's top speed of 283 miles per hour. Now sure, Marvel Rivals isn't as fast as the original Spider-Man 2 either, but they have an actual valid reason for that given the balancing of PvP gameplay where you wouldn't want someone traveling at 283 miles per hour. Insomniac has no excuse being an open world PS4 and PS5 game that's slower than a PS2. Batman's movement speed got faster in Arkham Knight instead of being slower than Arkham City. That's how innovation is supposed to work, instead of Insomniac evolving backwards. Sad as fuck, especially knowing I'll get some Insomniac drone in my comments arguing something as objective as miles per hour. It's like seeing someone with an e-bike trying to argue it being faster than an actual racing motorcycle. But yeah, that's enough swinging details and dunks. Don't hit me with those half-assed band-aid fixes like swing assist settings that 90% of players don't use, as it actually makes your movement speed slower. Oh right, I almost forgot about the brain-dead web wing gameplay where you just press triangle and put the controller down when entering one of the many wind tunnels scattered around the city. This minimal interaction traversal method is faster than the already easy as fuck swinging, by the way. Any trick you want to do is just something you do to look cool, but not for the reason of effective traversal, like past actual good Spidey games. Hell, even Fortnite looked like they were cooking more. So I'll repeat, that Marvel Rival Spider-Man is going to be a rude wake-up call for Insomniac-raised Spidey gamers when all those brain-dead mechanics for dummies just vanish as it gets replaced with actual gameplay that has a skill ceiling. Slightly similar to Overwatch's Wrecking Ball, I guess. Hell, even I'll have to take some time to practice Spider-Man myself when the game hits console. Beyond swinging and traversal, this will even spill into general combat gameplay as well. There's already Marvel Rivals guide videos on Spider-Man combos, as opposed to Insomniac that doesn't really have the optimal incentive to do combos for the most part. Especially with their first game and their insta-kills that would be more effective to use. Doing flashy combos in Insomniac is just done to look cool on shorts, as opposed to Rivals, where it's done for optimal effective reasons. Hell, this even applies to other Spidey games like 2004 Spider-Man 2 and Web of Shadows, where insta-kills aren't as common. I know this isn't a fair comparison to a multiplayer PvP game as well, but come on, Insomniac Spidey is too dumb and easy on their own shitty merits. In this multiplayer, it won't baby you and tell you if it's safe or unsafe to get the drop on an enemy, unlike Insomniac, similar to any other superhero game that has stealth. Web Blossom is an ultimate move akin to Overwatch that can't be used right away, as opposed to Insomniac, where you can use it to take out everyone right away, as it's only limited to a timer. Don't even get me started on all the other methods of cheese I already mentioned in my full review, like Impact Web and Laser Trip Mine insta-kills, or Suspension Matrix into Web Bomb, etc. But yeah, Marvel Rivals will be a rude awakening in every form of gameplay. Now I will repeat that multiplayer gameplay will always be harder than a single player given the nature of fighting real players, but the gap between that and Insomniac is about to be disgusting. I know this may sound far-fetched, but it actually really concerns me how damaging to the youth those easy mode Insomniac mechanics can be. One of the few productive things a video game can teach is perseverance of getting good at something, whether it be beating a boss, making judgment calls and stuff, or getting good at traversing, etc. I'm not saying a kid has to beat Dark Souls, but he shouldn't be getting something that's easier than certain LEGO Star Wars levels. Don't get me started on the correlation of brain rot takes and Insomniac profile pics. Like, look at this one loser I caught on my phone during my Uber side hustle. The comments are just 2-ish minutes apart across 4 videos, which means he's leaving comments on videos that he's not even watching a quarter of, or even a minute of. The second game made things less ridiculously easy in terms of combat and bosses, but it was accompanied by a brain rot story, and stealth and traversal still stayed garbage. These games just raised brain rot kids that don't challenge themselves and chronically online losers that look like ass at every angle. I can only hope that Marvel Rivals may whip these lazy-eye gamers back into shape, but they'll probably just rage quit like babies at the mere sight of challenge, similar to the hate license multiplayers tend to get. As said in my last video, I'll see a bunch of incompetent PS5 players day one. Mark my words, even the Xbox players with their higher number of multiplayers may perform better.
Oh, what the F? Why isn't the swinging and wall running and playing it safe? Why isn't the game telling me if it's safe to jump on them? Or, why can't I just use Web Blasting right away? Where's my suspension matrix? Into kills. Fuck this game.
Anyway, hopefully Marvel Rivals is good on its own merits beyond dunking on current Spidey games. I know it's a free-to-play, which means they may go ham on skin prices, but it's something I can endure, unlike modern NetherRealm fighters that price themselves around $100 for every character included with the base game, only to still try and sell you skins and mere voice lines as if they were a free-to-play game. I'd rather spend close to 70-ish bucks over the span of 2 years for skins on this free game I'll play for hundreds of hours, as opposed to paying 70 American dollars for a game I can casually 100% in a mere 2-ish days. Insomniac spent their dev time edging to Scream Sky at as they made shitty MJ segments that people didn't want to return. They pussied out of what would have been an actual innovation when they canned their Spidey co-op game, and now Marvel Rivals has to come in clutch. But yeah, I'm looking forward to Marvel Rivals beyond Spider-Man as a character. I want to play as Magneto too, because these dumb Insomniac drones have me feeling like a superior race right now. But anyway, feel free to turn the comments section into a war zone of failed rebuttals, like and subscribe or whatever, and thanks for watching.